What's going on, you guys? Day 15 as we continue this journey of self-discovery. My name is Brittny Fontanez if you're new to these videos. Thank you for being here. It's awesome to have you here. And if you've been following my videos, thank you dearly from the bottom of my heart that you've been following these videos, because I've been taking time out of my day just to want to share with you guys my experiences through life, living it, and how I grow as not only a mind, body, and soul accumulated physical individual, but just really getting in tune with my spirit and who I truly am, which is not only just human, not only just physical, but part of this universal puzzle like we all are together. Now today's topic, this is a powerful one that I am very well known at. And I would say I'm probably an expert at it, honestly, sadly to say. But a good thing to say at the same time. But I want to talk about the importance of solitude. But I want to talk about the difference of solitude and loneliness. Now, there's a beautiful quote. It's perfect that I found this quote right before I started this video. Definitely perfect for this topic. And the quote is, "Loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self." And I'm going to interpret that my own way, but what I feel, it's very, very true. Loneliness, think about this. You have two choices when you're alone. Now, when you're alone, you're probably having a cup of tea, and you're just going to end up sitting down on your couch and silent. Now, you have two choices in that moment. You could think in that moment, I'm lonely. I'm so alone. And you let yourself ride that wave down to self-pity to the point that you're really low. You just put yourself in a very low state of mind as it is. And you can all of a sudden overwhelm yourself with such negative thoughts in that moment of loneliness. Or you can have and choose the second choice, which is, I'm alone. I'm enjoying this moment right now. I'm enjoying being with myself. I'm enjoying not only this cup of tea, but I'm enjoying the fact that I'm alive. I'm enjoying the fact that this moment right here, right now, exists. And I'm grateful that I'm a part of this existence, of this moment. You see the two differences there? See, loneliness is a definition of self-pity. To be quite honest, I'm not gonna lie, I've been lonely all my life. I can't even tell you all my life, from elementary school to middle school to high school. I was a very lonely person. I would always go home and stay in my room until the next day and repeat it after that, even the weekends, after that, for years, even after I got out of college. All of those years I've stood by myself. And people are always amazed at how I could entertain myself. And people are always amazed how I love being with myself, how I'm always in solitude. And here's the gift of solitude. But before I get into that, I know a lot of people who take loneliness in a very dark matter. And it shouldn't be taken as a dark matter. There should be nothing wrong with you wanting to be alone. I know a lot of people who are terrified to be by themselves. I know a lot of people who are terrified of the silence. I know a lot of people who are just thinking that being alone is the most unhealthiest thing in the world. Know the difference that being alone, as in lonely to the point that you are too scared to go out into the world, and you think you're too good for the world, and you stay inside and you sit in that victimization mode of self-pity, that's loneliness. That's the wrong way to look at it. Solitude is the most healthiest thing, and I'm so grateful that I've lived in nothing but solitude, because now in those moments of being alone, yeah, it got to a point it was really lonely, to the point I let my mind get to me and lead me down a wrong path of loneliness. But as I started to grow older, my mindset started to change, and my spirit started to really align itself together with the universe. it got to a point where solitude was the most healthiest thing I've ever did, and it's still the most healthiest thing that I do today. It's because with solitude, you give yourself a moment to just be. Now, a lot of us don't give ourselves that moment to just be. We come home and we go straight into watching TV or doing something unnecessary or doing something that's not really of your well-being. But we don't give ourselves a moment to stop taking action and I'm not saying rest, but just be. Be in the moment. Be in your body. Be with your spirit. Let everything catch up with you. We never give ourselves that time to just breathe, to realize our lives, to realize our actions, to realize our thoughts. We never give ourselves time to really actually fully be. Solitude is the most healthiest thing for you. And why is the most healthiest thing for you? I'll give from my example. The most healthiest thing for me about solitude is that, yeah, I'm in my mind, but I'm in my body. But the most beautiful thing about it is that I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about what I like. I'm learning how to enjoy cooking for myself. I'm learning how to enjoy cleaning. I'm learning how to enjoy my own presence, my own vibe, my own energy, my own characteristics. I'm learning to enjoy the being that I've been and learning how to grow into the being I want to be. What's more beautiful about solitude is that not only you give yourself a chance to just be, but what's beautiful about solitude is that the more you're alone, the more you start to question life. And the more you question life, you start to figure out why things are the way that they are. And when you start to figure out why things are the way that they are, you start to realize the things that you don't like. And what's beautiful is that when you realize the things you don't like about your life, you start to really think about what you want. And majority of people in life today don't know what they want is because they don't give themselves time to be. They do not give themselves time as it is. There's a lot of people, and this is one excuse that I hate so much, and that is I never have time for myself. That's total bullshit. It's called prioritizing. Make time for your damn self. If you can have time to do for other people, make time for who's the most important, and that is you. Make time for you. If that means just taking 30 minutes, at least even 20 minutes, at least even 10 minutes or 5 minutes, just to let yourself sit or do something as in that you enjoy, writing, drawing, reading, listening to music. It's whatever brings you joy. Just give yourself time to be in solitude. There's nothing wrong with solitude. People nowadays have emphasized loneliness as solitude as loneliness, but it's not. There's a huge difference between it. It's got to a point where I'm so addicted to solitude to the point that I love going out and I love being by myself. And that's crazy, but that's not crazy. It's because I love being by myself because I come to learn that I don't need to rely on anyone else for happiness. I've come to learn that when I go out to eat with myself, I learn how to enjoy my own company and the essence of what I'm enjoying within that moment. And that brings me pure peace because I come to learn and realize that I don't need anything to bring me joy or happiness. I have myself for that. I don't need a date to make a dinner fun. I have myself for that. I don't need to go out to a concert with people. Don't get me wrong. Hanging with people, yes, do it. We need people. That's why we're all here together and connected we all exist so we can connect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't hang out with people or go out in humanity. Hell yeah, do that. But what I'm telling you is that you have to give yourself time so your body can catch up with you. So your thoughts can catch up with you. So your soul can catch up with you. So you can catch up with yourself. So you can really be able to analyze your life and who you are. Solitude is healthy in order to figure out what it is that you desire. Solitude is healthy for you. And not only that, at the same time, solitude is kind of good because you're not spending money. You're saving money at that. But that's not my point. Just saying. But it's so healthy to be by yourself in solitude. Because when you do that, I didn't understand how amazing I am. And you may think that's conceited, but hear me out. Solitude has given me the ability to find the best version of myself, but also has given me the ability to learn my own worth and my own value within myself. Because I come to learn, I used to be that person who was scared of solitude. I always used to think in the loneliness perspective. And even when I was around people, I felt lonely. And I was just that type that just, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't stand being with myself. I was so afraid to look in my eyes when I looked in the mirror. I was so afraid of my own self. Even though I was alone all my life, and that's how the mind can trick you. That's how the mind can trick you. But when I started to learn about self-love, when I started to learn about spirituality, when I started to learn deeper realms of what we really are, I started to learn that the best gift I've been given was me. And I used to be that type to always go out, please other people, do crazy ass things so people could see the worth and the value of me. And let me tell you, doing that, I lost myself a lot of times. I've lost myself tremendously because I was trying to find love and seek approval. But now, when I really switch up my mindset, now I know better. Instead of thinking loneliness, I started to think in a solitude perspective, to the point where now I read what I want to read. I write. I do my business. I get creative. And man, I fucking love it. And when I do all of that, I come to realize how awesome I am. I come to realize the love I hold. I come to realize how wonderful I think my mind is, my heart is, how good I look, how good I feel, how good I am, the wonderful being that God has created. That is me. I fucking love it now. And it took a shit ton of solitude to get to this point. And they're so important to be in solitude because majority of us, all of us, especially the young generation, my generation, man, we hang around with people who are no good for us. We hang around with people who don't even know what's better and best for them. And we seek their opinion and we seek their approval and we seek their love just so they can see the worth and value in us. Stop that. Stop that. Start being alone on a Friday night or Saturday night. You think it's time to party. When you feel the urge to call on someone and you know in your mind that person's no good for you. You know in your heart you shouldn't even hang around with certain people, or you shouldn't do the shit that you don't want to do but you want to do it because you're lonely. Don't. Hold up there. Step back a bit and really ask yourself. I remember not too long ago, I went to go hit up a friend because, I wanted to hang out, And I got tired of a little solitude, so I wanted to go out and have a good time. So I started hitting up people, and I started to realize something. I started to hit up people I stopped hanging out with. I started to hit up people that were no good for me, and I knew that. And that's when I immediately thought, okay, I'm thinking in a lonely perspective. Let me think in another perspective. So I immediately went into a solitude perspective, and I started to think, oh, you know what? I don't need anyone to help me have a good time. So I decided to go out and have dinner and a drink by myself. And man, I really enjoyed that. And I realized in that moment that loneliness could bring you down a path that you don't want to go down to. And it could make you bring in people into your life that are no good for you. But when you're in solitude, and you know who you are, and you know what you want, you have no issue about how to become happy. Because you know how to do it on your own. Because you've been on your own for so long. So you know how to entertain yourself, how to love yourself, how to make yourself happy, and how to do what's best for you. Ain't that beautiful? That's what solitude brings. Solitude brings you the vivid perception of what it's like just to be you. But loneliness, on the other hand, could bring the vivid perception of no one loves you. You see how that's different? You see how that's really, really different? Loneliness could bring you down the dark path to the point that you start thinking and making up things in your mind and thinking that you are not worthy of love, or no one loves you, or you don't have no friends or nothing, no one calls you, no one hits you up, and you think you're just worthless. But you sit in solitude, and you know what you like to do, and you know what brings you happiness, and if you got hobbies, if you got things you like to be creative with, and that brings you joy and that brings you happiness, you start to get so creative and you start to get riled up and excited to the point you just do things on your own and you enjoy them, and ooh, that feels good. And I'm not just talking about you have to do big things by yourself to bring happiness. It could just be you sitting down. It could be you just cooking on the stove and enjoying what you're cooking for yourself, and you sit down and you enjoy that meal. It could be something simple as that. All I'm saying is that enjoy solitude and have a lot of it. If you don't know what you want in life, you don't know where you're headed, and you don't know what you need, that's a clear sign that you need to have a bit of solitude and let yourself be, so you can catch up with you and figure out what you really want. That's the gift of solitude. So stop thinking you're lonely, because there's no way in hell you're lonely in this big ass planet that we call, no, this big ass essence we call the universe. When there's oh my God, I don't even know how many of us there are. They say there's 1 billion, but who knows how many there are of us. Because if you were really alone, none of this would be creative. You're not alone, man. You just think you're alone because the wrong people don't hit you up. Stop paying attention to those wrong people and start paying attention to yourself. And the best quote I'm going to leave you guys with, that I love dear to my heart, is that when you stop chasing money, when you stop chasing fame, when you stop chasing love, and you stop chasing people, and you start chasing the best version of yourself every single day, the person that you want to be, guess what? When you start chasing you, guess what? All those things, those people, those opportunities and those moments will start chasing you. Sit in solitude and be with yourself and learn to love yourself, because when you do, you'll know what's best for you, and you'll go out and get what's best for you. And when you do that, all those things, all those best things, all those times you've been desiring, all those people and friends you've been desiring, all those opportunities you've been desiring, all that love you've been desiring will come right to you. Stop chasing things outside of you to find happiness. Sit by yourself and let yourself be and figure out yourself. And I guarantee you, there will be no such thing as being alone. Anywho, thank you so much, you guys, for watching so far. I can't describe my gratitude for the fact that I'm starting to do these videos, and the fact that this is my passion, and the fact that you guys are watching and keeping up and following. I love you guys dearly. Like, I'll keep saying and explaining my vision. My vision for this world is that everyone knows the essence of love and the matter of everything of life. And what I mean by that is that we know how to find love in the worst moments, in the worst situations possible. And we know how to find love for ourselves, even whatever is getting thrown at. My vision is that we know love for ourselves, that we find love within everything that happens to us, to the point that when we love everything so much unconditionally, ourselves, number one, first, when we love ourselves first unconditionally, we will have the heart and the mindset to love everyone and everything outside of us that's been created. And that right there, when we learn how to love ourselves unconditionally, to the point that we learn how to love everyone and everything outside of ourselves, guess what? The world will fucking change. That's my vision. My vision used to be I want a world that's healed. We're not broken. We're just lost. So when we learn to find ourselves, and when we learn to love ourselves unconditionally, we find home. And when we find home, there's nothing but love of life and for it. And I guarantee you, when you find that and you feel that, you're gonna change. And when you change, your energy, your vibe, the being that you will turn into will help change the world too, with that same attitude. Ain't that fucking beautiful? That's my vision. Just love. Just love. That's it. Just freaking love. That's all we have now, is just to love. So we might as well be it and fucking give it. God. Anywho, thank you guys dearly so much to my core. Thank you so much for keeping up with these videos, because I'm going to continue these, because I'm going to continue speaking my wisdom. I'm going to continue speaking the love that I've had, that I've been created to have in my heart. So if you guys got any inspiration, any clarity down, or if I gave you love through my words, I'm glad I did. But if you really enjoy these videos, please subscribe to my YouTube, add me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and add me on Snap. For daily inspiration, or if you guys just want to give me suggestions on things to talk about, or just to connect, I love it. So please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and keep up with these videos, which I will give to you guys 5 days out the week now. So see you guys on the next one on day 16 tomorrow. And I really hope you guys enjoy this beautiful day today. And please have a blissful day and night. Namaste.